Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It feels like it's been ages.
It has. It really does feel like it's been ages.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby. It's your boy DJ.
It's your boy Derek.
We are here. This is the 3D Wrestling Podcast, and we are back. It's been a while, and I know you've missed us. With that being said, let's get to business. Man, how's life, Derek?
Life's been good. We've been doing a lot.
We've been doing a lot.
Yeah, we've been doing live streams. We've been doing live watch-alongs of pay-per-views, which has been really cool. We have a lot of good news coming with even with doing our lives.
Ooh.
Might be moving on to other platforms.
Other platforms.
Yeah.
I like it. We've been doing production.
We've been doing production for real wrestling.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy to think about. Like, just realistically, like, we're
in business.
We're shooting promos.
We're in the business.
You're editing promos.
Yep.
You're directing.
You're directing. You're producing.
I'm producing. We're collabing with different wrestlers. Shout out to all the local wrestlers here in Jersey. Shout out to one of my favorite right now. I'm going to give him a shout out. I guess we can tag him in this. But Alex Ryman.
Yes. Yes. Extremely talented pro wrestler here in Jersey.
Shout out to the Mecca.
Yep.
Man. Shout out GoPro Wrestling,
Yes.
GPW, which is like, I guess, I don't even call it a job because
Had so much fun.
we had so much fun doing it.
It's
So
a lot
shout out
of
to the
fun.
guys at GoPro. Shout out to Pro Wrestling Magic
Yes.
as a whole. Shout out to GCW.
Shout out GCW.
What? If you guys don't know, Derek so far has taken a chop. Derek has taken a chair shot by Alley Catch.
Yes.
And you've taken a kendo stick shot.
Yes.
Derek, what's next? Tell the people what's next for you.
Then I got to go off a ladder through a flaming table.
Okay.
That just sounds like what's
The
naturally.
ladder through the flaming table is just sickening. Why would you even do that? Why would you want to do that?
Got to put on a show, man.
It's for the fans. We also got some new additions. A new addition to the pod. Everyone meet Goldberg.
We gotta get batteries for him. He doesn't make
noise.
like Cody does.
Cody makes noise.
Even Cody didn't make noise there. Next episode, I promise he'll be making noise.
He'll make noise. He'll make noise.
Yeah.
Man, so much stuff going on. Not only with us, but always in this wacky world of wrestling. Where do you want to start, man? We can talk about AEW. We can talk about NXT, TNA. You can talk about WWE as a whole. Where should we start?
I think we should start with SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. So far, what we have is Priest and the Ring General, Gunther, everyone. A storm is coming. A storm is coming.
Not Jade Cargill.
Yeah, a storm is... That's a point for me. That's a point for me. Everyone, Storm is here. She wants to be a part of the pod today. I'm going to see if I can do a whole pod with a cat on. So...
We'll see how well that goes.
We'll see how well that goes. She feels like she knows that it's time to chill. This is her chill time.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is what she does, and I'm just going to have to do it with it.
Gotta do it right now.
Life over pain.
Well, yeah, the first match that we seem to have confirmed for SummerSlam that we're heading into is Damian Priest defending his World Championship against Gunther.
I like it. I like it.
I like it as well. The card has become like a bit clear since Gunther won King of the Ring as well. We have now Bayley confirmed to be defending her championship against the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. We have...
Wait, where's an insert Nia Jax? Right here. Right here.
And also we have confirmed now Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed. I don't know why they keep calling it undisputed. It's disputed. There's another world title on the company, but Cody Rhodes, undisputed WWE World Title. I'm sorry, I should not call it World Title. WWE Championship, rather. Defended against Solo Sikoa. How do you feel about that? Because there's been a lot of thought that he would be defending it against someone like Randy Orton.
I'll say this right now. I love the direction we're going with Solo. I like Solo's take on being the tribal chief.
We're going to get to talking about Bloodline.
Oh, we're going to talk about
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about with the new Bloodline, so we'll get to that.
I like the match. Makes sense.
I like it.
We also have unconfirmed, not confirmed yet, but looks like we're headed to Logan Paul versus L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Which I would also be 100% here for. Man, it's LA Knight's time, by the way.
I think it is. I think this is the time. People have been getting a bit impatient. People have been getting a bit vocal for quite a while now about there not being much payoff to this big rise for LA Knight.
I'm happy that people are still behind him.
Yeah. Even sometimes when he comes out on SmackDown, I think is the pop going to still be as big? Are people still going to care? And it's very consistent. They still care.
Do.
People still care about LA Knight.
They do. So there's that. You also have what I'm predicting is probably going to end up being a triple threat match between Ilya, Sami Zayn, and Braun Breaker.
That's an interesting thought. Come at the time of recording, the next episode of Raw is going to have Ilya Dragunov facing Sami Zayn
for the Intercontinental Championship.
So I could see that. I don't know if I still don't just see this going towards the Braun Breaker Sami Zayn rematch. I know there has been a lot of involvement between Braun Breaker and Ilya Dragunov. That's kind of his first feud, to be honest.
Right.
With Ricochet mixed in there, so it wouldn't be out of the blue. I recall there being a third person involved in all that.
I don't know.
What movie?
I haven't seen Ricochet for a minute.
Who?
You're right.
What's point of it?
Alright.
So that's where I think we may differ a little bit. I do think we might be just heading toward one-on-one Braun Breaker Sami Zayn rematch, and
we got time.
Yeah.
That show was always there.
Yeah. And the match isn't even confirmed yet. So.
Right. I also want to think that we'll get Rhea versus Liv for custody of Dom.
I would do a ladder match between them for the women's title, just for like the idea of that there is another ladder match for custody of Dom. It can be for the title can be hung up there. It does not need to be like custody papers. It can still be the women's title, but I just want two people fighting over Dominic Mysterio in a ladder match.
At SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam. Not exactly 20 years later, but 19 years later.
Something like that. Point for me. I don't know, man. I hope that match comes through. I want to see Bronson Reed featured on the card.
That's interesting. Why?
I like Bronson Reed. It is 926.
It is 926. I like
Bronson Reed.
I do like Bronson Reed as well. I don't know if I see that happening. Space on a room on the card at PLEs now are very finite. They're not really passed around as quickly as they used to. So I don't see where you come from. Unless they do something fast, throwing him into like an IC feud. I don't know.
Do we get two tag title matches, or we're gonna get one on the pay-per-view and one on Raw or SmackDown?
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get any.
Really?
If we do, I do think we are a bit more inclined to get one between the Raw tag Raw Tag Team Championships. I just don't know if I see them putting DIY and Grayson Waller and Austin Theory again, because it's kind of late now to start something new. I still think they're going to be involved in the whole tag title picture until whatever the next chapter is for them. I don't know if they break up. I don't know what it's going to be. But right now,
I think they break up before. I think Austin Theory and Grayson Waller get a match at SummerSlam.
Really?
I think they do.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think Grayson Waller and Austin Theory get a match at SummerSlam. Also, there was another match I had in mind. Now, thought we would see Bo Dallas versus Chad Gable.
Interesting. I feel like they're going to be a bit slower with what they're building with Chad Gable
You
and
think so?
Dallas. Yeah.
I mean, this past week's episode, he was in what's the name's office. So
He was in, yes. Why am I blanking on his name now? Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce. I was like, why am I blanking on the Raw James name?
There's that. Is Jey Uso being left off SummerSlam?
There's been a lot of thought that maybe they are going to include all of this as maybe Jey Uso being Chad Gable's partner facing the Wyatt Six. And that's something I do find really interesting. Like a whole weird, odd couple that they're both being targeted. Because although they haven't gotten physical with Jay, they really do show up a lot of the time
When he's there. Well,
which
he
could
did take the Fireflies.
it could be a coincidence. It could be because of the Fireflies. It could be because they have an idea to meet up with him at some point. And then him and Chad Gable are gonna have a similar problem. I think I'd like to see it. I think I'd like to see Chad Gable and Jey Uso team up to face the Wyatt Six. That'd be something interesting.
Okay.
I know, like, the idea that make the most sense would probably be Otis coming in to help him, but
No,
I think Jey Uso would be a little more interesting.
Yeah, I guess so. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. They could definitely do that. I don't know. Soon enough, Jay's gonna have to get back into this bloodline storyline. So.
I think that's gonna be a little bit of a while.
You think so?
Yeah. I think we got a bit of time to wait before that
I don't
happens.
think so.
Really?
August, September, October, November. By September,
We can squeeze this like late October
you think so?
before like anything really. Yeah. I think we can have a bit of time before that something like that happens. I think we could have. Wait, we can have first Roman's gonna have to come back. Presumably him and Paul gonna come back at the same time. Then we have Jimmy come back. This don't all these happen at the same time.
And then they reach out to Jay.
Yeah. Or even just they can't bring it in them to ask Jay for help after all they've done. But yeah, I think Roman and Jimmy are going to find themselves not able to ask Jay for help, but he's going to see they need help because they got Jacob Fatu on the other side. That's all they need on the other side for there to be a threat.
I do have a theory about that, but I'll save that for another day.
But yeah, I do think Jay sees that family is more important than what he's been through. And he'll probably see that finally them being outnumbered by the family is going to be them truly understanding what Jay went through, and that's when he's going to join back with his brothers. I don't know what they're going to do as far as like a fourth spot to even it out, because we got
I have a theory about this.
potentially Hikuleo coming in. We got then what side would he join? We got will somebody deflect to the other side? We don't know. There's too much math going around with all these Samoans, so I don't know how it's going to even out on a proper tag team match type front. But
I think we're gonna definitely get the Usos versus Gorillas of Destiny sooner than later.
that would be fantastic to see. I think that's when Tonga Loa is at his best. Tag team match.
For sure.
If he's not in a tag team match, I don't know.
Ha.
Yeah.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
Or that weird 619 where you didn't make it all the way out.
That was the point for me right now.
You gotta keep them together. Keep him and Tonga talking together.
Well, SummerSlam is WWE's biggest party of the summer, or so they say.
Yeah.
On the other side, you have AEW, who has All In about 2-3 weeks later.
August 25th, yes.
The card is
Garbage.
Talk about it. Talk about it. Address it. What
What
don't you like? I mean, right now we have Toni Storm and Mariah May.
the very best thing going on in AEW, I would say, in any capacity, on any division, any show, any space on the card on the pay-per-view. The best thing going on right now is the, I guess, no longer love triangle between Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa, and Mariah May. There's no love at all now.
I guess not. I guess not. You also have Daniel Garcia and MJF apparently.
It's looking more like that. Let's talk about like the whole timeline of that, because if you had asked me a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, even during the initial pitch of that match on television, I'd be like, they're not stupid. They're gonna do MJF versus Will Ospreay, big time heel versus big time babyface going on. Then you got Pac in another segment challenging Will Ospreay for his International Championship, and then you have this. I might have to order fuck up. But then you have MJF scheduled for a match with Will Ospreay on Dynamite on free television. So this is starting to sound like, are they going to just do the match and then set up a
Fatal 4-Way?
Fatal 4-Way? Maybe it could be a Fatal 4-Way. I did not think about 4-Way.
I can see that happening.
I can see that happening, and honestly, I think I prefer that than 2 split matches, because I thought, well, they have Daniel Garcia come out, interfere, fuck up MJF's opportunity, and then that leads them to their own path, and then Pac comes in to feud with Will Ospreay, because that sounds terrible. Great matches. They're all fantastic wrestlers. That's not what we're talking about, but
just how we're getting there is
$50 for that? No. And that's not even talking about the 1 week tickets.
Swerve and we now know.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Go.
Swerve and Daniel Bryan. Oh, sorry, Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
No. What are your thoughts?
You want my honest thoughts?
Yeah, please.
I think Hangman versus Swerve would have been the way to go. I understand this is Bryan Danielson's farewell tour.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not needed.
It's not.
This match is not needed. And I'm not going in believing that Swerve is going to lose. I just don't see that happening. I have thoughts about the Swerve run as a whole, but once again, that's something for a different time. Man, that's where my head is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool match.
I'm sure it'll be a great match.
It's going to be great.
I'm sure it'll be a great match.
But it's nothing really special for me.
I would have
for
to
me.
No, it doesn't have to be just for you, because I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
It's not interesting. I don't care. I get it. And you're right. There is a story going on about this being not necessarily Bryan Danielson's like last match ever or anything like that, but he's clearly going to wind down his wrestling career. That doesn't make it a good story. Because I know common complaints, AEW doesn't tell stories. Yes, it's a story. It doesn't make it a good story. Or good enough story to main event one thing.
I think what it is we should change that saying to AEW does not tell good stories.
Yeah, they don't.
Because there's another story going on that I truly am not a fan of, or I'm not behind.
I haven't actually known the story you're talking about.
It's the story of the Elite.
Talk about a swing and a miss. I commend Tony Khan for what he was trying to do with the Elite storyline. He brought himself onto television. Tony Khan doesn't appear in the ring like that as far as storylines. He took a bump. He got attacked. He did a big angle. He spent millions upon millions of dollars on Kazuchika Okada. Yeah, he invested a lot of money, time, and creativity into this Elite storyline, bringing back Jack Perry, airing the footage of CM Punk backstage, all in. We can talk more about that specifically, but they did all of that in
nada.
$680K.
Average now? That's the average.
$580K.
Ooh, well, we're gonna blame that one on Black.
What was going on BET Award?
Oh no, that was the.
Oh, that was the Kendrick Lamar concert. That's what they're blaming it on.
Yeah, that's what we're blaming it on. And I mean, I get it. Or I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know.
But it's not working. And just because you try doesn't mean it's going to work. I feel for him because that he really tried on. I was interested for like a week, but it didn't go anywhere. It didn't stick the landing. It didn't work, and now it's time you have to find something better.
Are they all going to defend the title on All In?
I don't think any of them are going to be defending their titles on All In. I think that we are going to get another Stadium Stampede match at All In. And I think similar to the Blackpool Combat Club last year, this year the Elite are going to be the team to face in all three big elaborate tag matches as far as Anarchy in the Arena, obviously Blood and Guts is coming up, and I think they're going to complete the trifecta with Stadium Stampede from August.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we are going to see them defending those titles on pay-per-view for quite a bit.
That's disappointing. Well, that's AEW. That's what's happening in AEW. I can't tell you anything else because
there's other stuff going on. The Patriarchy is feuding with
the Bang Bang Gang.
The Bang Bang Gang.
We'll get that at All In.
We can definitely get that at All In. The Lorraine Tree stuff with Chris Jericho. He's been feuding with Smojo.
He just got written off.
Yeah, he did just get written off. We didn't even talk. Oh, we did actually talk about the ladies. We did talk about the World Champion, but we didn't even talk about another $1 million signing by Tony Khan, Mercedes Moné.
What's there to talk about?
Well, moving on.
What's there to talk about? Sorry. Maybe not sorry. What is there to talk about? Double champion?
Double champion.
Does anybody care?
Hey man, I was working.
I'm just saying. I feel like people don't really care.
680K.
People don't really care.
580K.
Bruv, people don't really care. And that's unfortunate. But you know what people do care about?
What other people
You know what
care
people believe in? Joe Hendry. So yeah, Joe Hendry. People believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Now it looks like Shawn Michaels does too.
Shawn Michaels, now that's a booker.
That's a booker. That's a booker. Not to be confused with Booker,
No.
who's also on NXT.
Yes.
Point for me. Listen, guys. Week to week, I can tell you, NXT is the absolute best wrestling show on television.
I think we've been seeing a steady rise in NXT and unfortunately a steady decline in AEW. We don't need to talk about AEW. I'm sorry to bring that up.
This is NXT.
But we've been seeing a steady rise in NXT in many weeks, months I'd even say, both in viewership and quality.
Listen.
And it's just in time for them to move over to the CW in October, I
Woo.
think it is. Soon.
And All Ego is champion.
All Ego is the champion. You know what? Let's talk about that. That's something I want to talk about because I have a lot to say
Woo.
about Trick Williams' NXT Championship run.
I hope it's positive stuff.
It's
No,
honest stuff.
It's honest stuff.
It's honest stuff.
That hurts. Let's talk about it.
Before I get into that, I want to know what are your thoughts now? He's had his run towards the championship, winning the championship as champion, and now he's lost it.
We talked about it before. I always thought that Trick should have won it at Stand and Deliver. That should have been the match that he was in instead of the Carmella match. Like the Carmella match was cool when you were there live, and I'm pretty sure it played better on TV than it did in the arena.
Okay.
But I truly think that Trick should have won it there because I think he only won it a week later, so something like that.
It was like 2 weeks. It was very short.
It was very shortly after. His run was cool. It was cool. I felt like it was like a test run. I think he had some good matches. I think he had some enjoyable matches. He's missing one thing for me, and it's like a definite finisher, which if you look at the comparisons, and we say it all the time, Booker T's axe kick should really be, or his scissor kicks should really be his finisher.
Yeah.
But I do believe that Trick will get the title back. So this first run was like a test run, and I think it was successful. I want to hear what you have to say though.
I think this championship run by Trick Williams exposed him.
Ooh.
I think he is tremendous on the microphone and tremendous with his character.
Okay.
I think being champion and being on the top of the card, being prominently featured like he was, exposed him for all of the faults that he has in his game right now. And I will like to follow that by saying he's in the perfect place right now.
Oh.
NXT, where are you supposed to be like when you need to fix these things? Tremendous promo, but I think when he gets to be in the ring with the likes of Ethan Page, who's not like, he's not The Rock or Stone Cold or anything, but even just somebody as experienced as Ethan Page, or somebody as experienced as Shawn Spears, it very quickly shows that there's like a little bit of like holes in his game, even when it just comes to the promos. He's really good with his catchphrases, and sometimes that can get you very far.
Sometimes it's all you need.
That can get you very far in the business. But I feel like his matches were very subpar. If he wasn't in the ring with the likes of... let me not say the match, because the matches were good. I think his contribution to the matches were subpar. When you're in a match with Ilya Dragunov, it's going to be great. I don't think Ilya Dragunov can have a bad match if people wanted to. But you see Trick Williams stumbling around there, like slightly missing certain moves and just not having the best form when performing certain like moves. You just see, okay, this guy is not as polished as he plays worth.
Right. Okay. I hear what you have to say, and I agree. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And I don't know what they do next with him. I don't know if I see him win the championships again. I kind of see Javon Evans get a championship.
That boy bouncy.
I can see that happening. I can see Javon Evans becoming the next NXT champion.
Would he be the youngest NXT champion?
I think that's why they would want to do it. I think they want to have him win so they can talk about, oh, we had a 20-year-old champion. Like, this is the youngest champion. He's the future, all that.
NXT is for who?
You know
The NXT stand for what? I'm just saying. I like that.
Yeah.
This past week, something near and dear to my heart. Wesley reuniting with the Rascals. Man, that was awesome. I watched them leave TNA. I seen them become MSK. Zach Wentz and Wesley. And to see them back together with Trey Miguel there, who just undoubtedly is like a really good young star, just needs an opportunity to like step out of like TNA.
I always found it interesting that he didn't join them moving on together again.
He had a nice singles run in TNA.
He did have good singles run. I like the whole Spider-Man motif they had going on. Like I like what's called Trey Miguel.
And then he turned heel. He had a nice heel run.
I like the heel run too. I like the experience when he sprayed painted the exit.
Yeah.
I like it. Trey Miguel was doing his thing. Don't let it sound like he was doing his thing.
He was doing his thing.
But it was just always interesting to me, especially
that he did.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of made more sense for their like heartfelt like send off.
Right.
Because I was always kind of curious about that when it happened. I was like, why are they all crying? They're all going.
Yeah, they're all going. No. Trey was.
They was crying because they wanted
separated. But that was cool because
and this was Zachary Wentz for enjoying the best of both worlds.
I'm happy that he has a chance to come back.
Yeah. I
really like that. And that leads me to NXT NA. NXT TNA. Listen, I like this collaboration so far. More so than the AEW TNA / Impact. Because more stars are getting involved.
Yes.
Joe Hendry just teamed with Trick. which is cool. You saw Frankie Kazarian in the
Battle
Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace obviously set this all off.
And she's kind of the like frequent revolving door or forbidden door, I guess.
Point for you. Point for you. Definitely the revolving door.
For these NXT talent to find their way in TNA because she has the open challenge, which I love, by the way. That's fantastic.
Awesome. Oh, yeah. Izzy Dane went over to TNA.
Izzy Dane, Charlie Dempsey, and
Tavon Heights.
I think all three members.
Yeah,
all three members of
the catch crew.
Yeah, the QCC have been showing up, and
Tatum Paxley showed up
as well. Yeah, so they got like a steady stream of back and forth going.
I think we'll see Kushida pop back up in NXT.
That'd be really cool.
AJ Francis, better known as Top Dollar, was backstage at NXT.
That'd be cool to see him show up.
With the Digital Media Championship.
That'd
be fire.
Especially with as often as Joe Hendry's been on top.
Ooh!
That'd be cool to see. That'd be really cool to see.
Man, is there... Because I hope this leads to NXT TNA Worlds Collide.
I think that's where this is going.
I really
I think that's where this is leading. I think that's going to be the climax of all of this, I do.
Jake something versus Obafemi?
That's a big dude. Jake something is a big dude. Versus Obafemi, I'd see that. I'd want to see that. I would definitely want to see that.
Take my money. Take my money.
Yeah.
Take my money. Yeah. Worlds Collide, man. I hope that's where we're headed. I hope that's where this is going. And there's some matches there that I would like to see.
Absolutely.
NXT is only going to get better, especially in the women's division.
Oh, absolutely. The signings that they've been doing as of late, they've really been building up that division.
Soon they're going to have... So, it's their new, apparently, this is what the internet's calling them, the new big three coming to NXT. Julia, Stephanie, and Delta. I believe, where is she from? These are two opposite places on the map. She's either from Ireland or she's from Australia.
Okay.
Hell of a wrestler. She's dope.
Okay.
Obviously, Julia is Julia.
Yeah.
And, they're already pushing Stephanie.
Yeah. At the time of this recording, it's like the same day as her debut in WWE.
Yes,
she's in Mexico.
She's in Mexico.
Yeah.
In front of not even her home crowd because she is not Mexican. Had to catch myself there. So, but she did wrestle for CMLL, so those fans are very familiar with her. And speaking of CMLL, Willow Nightingale just has become the new women's champion, so that's cool.
Love me some Willow Nightingale.
We love some Willow. We sure do. Man, NXT though.
NXT's been
the best show.
It's been the best show on television. It has some of my favorite acts in it. Obafemi might be my favorite wrestler right now, like in all pro wrestling.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So Derek, before we get out of here, I want to play a game.
Okay.
This game is called Hot and Cold.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give you, and we can go back and forth on this.
Okay.
I'll give you a topic. You just tell me your hot and cold on it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's start off with news that there's going to be some kind of incorporation of the U.S. and Intercontinental title, but for the women. Hot or cold?
Like the women getting their own?
Yes.
For the women?
Secondary titles.
Hot.
Hot?
Hot.
You like it?
I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it, man. How much is that going to diminish the tag team titles?
When it comes to the women's getting their own mid-card title, I'm hot on it. I think that it's not going to necessarily diminish the tag team division. I just think it's going to add to it and give more happening. Because I do think WWE has a problem with booking more personal storylines between the women. They always have to surround the title.
Right.
So instead of fighting them and like wanting to do more personal storylines, just give them another title, giving them another reason to have more women's storylines on the show.
I'm gonna stay with women. Are you hot or cold on Evolution 2? All women's pay-per-view.
A bit cold.
Okay.
I don't think the women's division is hot enough right now to hold a Evolution 2.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm gonna say I am warm. I'm warming up to it. I would like to see it happen.
I'd like to see it
I
happen
think
just at the right time.
Yeah, the women deserve that. Definitely. Obviously, I'm gonna care because I think WWE has the best women's division, top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Let's stay on women real quick. Hot or cold? Tiffany Stratton being your women's Money in the Bank briefcase holder.
So hot.
So hot.
So hot.
So hot.
She's so hard. Zoolander.
One for you. Oh God! Damn it! That hand is so hot right now. But super hot on it. Yes, super hot. I'm also super hot on it.
Yeah, I think she's just been fantastic. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen to her and Nia Jax. I like the whole little friendship they got going on.
I like it.
What's going on with the title? That's going to get interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
I like it. Hot or cold? Dom, Liv Morgan, the whole Judgment Day as a whole.
Oh, so hot.
So hot.
So hot.
Yeah, I'm really.
I think that's probably one of the best storylines. If not Drew, it's probably Drew and Punk as number one. But I'd say number two is going to be that little love triangle between Liv, Dom, and Maria. That's just it's gold every fucking week.
You know who's been really gold?
Who?
Carlito.
Carlito has been hilarious. It's funny because I don't even think he's a real member of the Judgment Day. He don't wear their shirts, like they don't give him nothing. He just hangs out with them every week.
But they accept him like
he don't want to do the not in the game, but he just keeps showing up.
He's an affiliate. He's cool.
Yeah, they don't even say nothing anymore. Damian Priest, he don't even like him. He doesn't say anything anymore because he's always there.
Oh God! All right, hot or cold? CM Punk being Hater of the Year.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot.
Hot.
I think it's been great. What about you?
Warm.
Really?
Kendrick Lamar, Hater of the Year.
Oh.
And I like it. I like it.
What would you'd rank CM Punk higher than Drew McIntyre?
On Hater of the Year?
Yeah.
CM Punk flew to Glasgow, Scotland to put on a ref shirt to screw Drew McIntyre over. CM Punk
He flew to Canada.
flew to Canada.
He flew to Toronto.
To make sure that Drew McIntyre does not win the WWE Championship.
Not only that, he had to sit there and wait for him to potentially win the Money in the Bank.
You know how much
so he could cash it. He took a flight to Toronto hoping he'd win just so he could make that revenge so much more sweeter. That's insane hating.
That's insane hating.
That's insane hating.
Just saying.
People are dead because of that level of hate.
That is true. That is totally true. Oh God. All right. Do you have any hot or colds for me, sir?
That's fucking me, by the way.
Whatever. Do you have any hot or colds for me?
Hot or cold right now? Okay, hot or cold? Bailey, WWE Women's Champion.
Getting cold because I want Nia to win the title.
Of course you do.
And then I want Tiffany to cash in on him. So I'm getting colder on Bailey
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hot or cold? Solo Sokolos in the Bloodline.
On fire.
Oh.
On fire.
Okay.
On fire. We on fire. Up in here. It's burning hot. We on fire. That's a point for me, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Or sorry. More fire, more flames.
More fire, more flames. He has to have one this episode.
That's a point for me also.
Oh god.
That's a point for me. That's a point for me. It's just too damn sweet.
Okay.
Point for me.
Hot or cold? John Cena's 2025 retirement tour.
Super hot. Super hot. Sad. But super hot.
Mm-hmm. It's really sad.
It is really sad.
I think I'm all out of hot and cold.
Hot or cold? Randy Orton being his last WrestleMania opponent.
Cold.
I know you're cold. I know you're cold. I know you're cold.
I don't want to see it.
This would have been a WrestleMania for Austin Theory to face.
Oh, hell no. Fuck that.
Ah!
I'm glad it's not Austin Theory. Hell no. What the fuck? No. No. What the fuck?
God. Well, that's been a game of hot and cold. I give you more fire, more flames. Man, that's been a podcast.
Thanks for the podcast.
I think that's been a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry. Alright, guys, so that's been a podcast. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys about something we love. We're going to continue to keep you updated. Big things in the works. We'll be in Boston in August.
Yes.
Ooh, you'll see that.
Yeah.
Shout out to our producer over there.
Hi.
Behind the camera. Man, Derek. It's just like, it's been so long since I've done this. It's been so long since I've done this. Alright, I must say though, it's time to bid you adieu. My name is DJ.
My name is Derek.
Goodbye. And good night. That's a point for me, by the way. Deuces. Ooses. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. We will insert those somewhere in this area. Yeah.